Hey everyone, welcome to this pop-in episode of the Coffee People podcast, presented as always by the Roast West Coast Coffee Network. I'm your host, Ryan Woldt. That was a lot of P's right in a row. I'm joined once again by the founder of Cozy Canine Coffee, Caroline Manimtim. Cozy Canine is one of our newer collaborators on this podcast, and I wanted to check in because Cozy Canine Coffee recently celebrated a major milestone, 2 years in business. Carolyn, congratulations and welcome back to Coffee People.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to chat with you again. I can't believe so much time has passed so fast. Like, even when you said 2 years, it doesn't even feel like that at all. It's so wild.
It is crazy. It's always enjoyable to connect with you, even though it doesn't happen often enough. There just seems to be this kind
Mhm.
of joyful cloud that envelopes you and your brand.
Aw, thank
And it's something
you.
that I appreciate when I see, like, in my feeds or, in the world.
Mhm.
And I'm sure there's a lot to talk about, but the only question I really care about is how's your inspiration and your dog Rhys doing these days?
He's doing so well. He's actually right here. He's sitting at my lap right now. So he's definitely a mama's boy. So he's kind of like my shadow.
Glad to hear it. I have a shadow. Keto is just outside this little booth of mine, but he's in
Yes.
trouble right now because as soon as
Oh
I was getting
no.
ready for the show, I went to put my car keys away and he bolted for the door thinking we were going somewhere. And I had to
Oh no.
collect him and get him back
Yes.
here so I could be ready in time.
Yeah. He was ready for an adventure.
He does not like the idea that someone might leave him behind. That is for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And you got him very shortly after our last talk, right?
I adopted him almost explicitly because you talked me into it. Whenever I'm mad at him, I'm also mad at you.
I'll like start to feel it inside. I'm like, I think he's in
Yeah,
trouble.
but it's very rare, only every day. So
Oh,
2 years is a big deal, for any small
yeah.
business. When you're young, every year is a big milestone, but 2 kind of gets you past this statistic you hear about of businesses not making it
Sure,
or,
yeah.
taking on. Have you had a chance to it's been about a month since then. Have you had a chance to
Mhm.
reflect on that? What does this mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, when we first started out, a lot of it was felt uh like throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks, and I think that for me it was really important in the first 2 years to see if we even had something that was going to resonate with other people. You know, San Diego has, like we talked about, has so much coffee and always more adding to it, which is great. And I love it. And for me, it was like, okay, well, is there going to be people who are interested in my coffee? And this past year and 2 years, I felt like was a lot of exploration and a lot of, just kind of seeing who's out there, introducing ourselves to people, and kind of keeping, always keeping that door open of you never know who you're going to meet and you never know like who's going to find you and who is going to really resonate with what you're into. And so I feel like this 2 year mark was really special because I feel now really happy that we found a lot of our people. Obviously, it's still really new, and there's still hopefully many, many years to come with it. But I feel like 2 years was just a good way to see, like, oh my goodness, there are people out there who are excited about the same things we're excited about. Oh, there's Rhys. He's right behind me, jumping out.
Yeah, you found your people. That's exciting, and I'm wondering if you take a step back from even like the broader connection of coffee connecting you to the community,
Mhm.
thinking about yourself, and has your approach to roasting coffee and producing this thing that you want to share changed or grown in any way?
Yeah, I actually do feel like it has changed. When I first started, I was still trying to figure out who my customers were going to be because I hadn't met them yet. So 2 years in, I have a little bit of a better feel for what Cozy Canine Coffee customers and friends are into, and I feel like I'm really excited that for a lot of them, I feel like an introduction into specialty coffee. And so because of that, I have really shifted my approach of course I want to have like really cool single origins and really bright and fruit forward coffees because I love to drink those, but I realize that that can be really overwhelming sometimes to a newer someone who's newer into coffee, and I forget about that because I've been in coffee for 8-ish years, and so you forget that you need to be kind of like guided in, welcomed in. It doesn't have to be something that's like so punchy right off the gate. And I think that that's been really helpful for me and getting to know my customers' likes and dislikes and kind of guiding them into that. Like, I think one of the coffees that I sent you is a 50-50 washed Ethiopia and washed Colombia. And that's definitely like for me an introduction into like East African coffee, something with a little more fruit flavor going on. So that way it's not over the top in your face, but also like, oh, it has a little bit of, there's like a little something on that finish that's different than what I'm used to. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's such a relationship between your personal passions and preferences, the customers that you're relating to, and what they want out of it. And then
Mm-hmm.
the fact that it's a business. You're also trying to produce something that people like and that you're also proud of. So it's this weird, like,
Yeah.
three-legged dynamic. You're always trying to make everyone, including yourself, happy.
Totally.
Uh,
Yeah.
I was reading your blog and saw that you have donated almost $6,000. I'm guessing it was like
Yeah.
5,700, but I think it's growing every
Mm-hmm.
month.
Yes.
To some of the local animal groups, Passion for Pities, Animal Pad, Humane Society of San Diego, Helen Woodward Animal Center, and that was something we talked about, a year and a half ago,
Yeah.
and has always been part of your brand. Speaking of a business, some might argue that giving away a bunch of money like right away in the first 2 years of your business isn't fiscally responsible. So I'm wondering,
Yeah, sure.
how has the donation program kind of provided value back to you and made it
Yeah.
something that you're continuing to be passionate about? Because, and I'm kind of running this question on, but I've certainly seen plenty of organizations and groups that make charitable donations part of their brand, but it sort of fades away.
Mm-hmm.
And that is definitely not the
Right.
case with you. You're constantly volunteering and doing these things.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, it's been um, you know, it was really important to me right off the gate. And so even though at the beginning it felt like you were saying maybe not financially responsible, and even in the beginning I was like, I don't know if we're ever going to make money. Can this be a sustainable program for what we do? But I realized like because it was so important for us in the beginning, it actually has helped get through kind of like dips in motivation or any uh, kind of time frame where it's just like you feel kind of not as motivated to go forward, and maybe sometimes things get really hard, but then it does help for me like, okay, it maybe wasn't the best month, but $20 in donations to each of our partners is not bad. Like, that's still a really good thing. And I kind of, for me, try to, I not itemize it, but like $20, what can that, what can that turn into on their
Hmm.
end? And so for me, I think a lot of that has been a really good way for us to connect with other people in the San Diego community, especially with meeting folks in different pop-ups. So, for example, we started off doing a lot of dog events, and then which was great, and we have a lot of regulars that we've met through there. And then this year, we kind of tested out doing events outside of necessarily like dog centric events and seeing, are there other people that aren't immediately bringing their dog out, because some people have dogs that can't go out to a restaurant or brewery, right? And we found that, oh, we found other people that way too. And then another really helpful approach, I guess, for us is doing other sorts of activities to support. So the financial part of it, of our donation program, has been pretty steady. We're really fortunate to have kind of between like $20 and sometimes as upwards of like $70 per month. I do send it out every month on our monthly newsletter of just
Mm-hmm.
a quick little update. I just find that that's important when you're saying you're going to do donations. I think it's important to tell the people who are purchasing what you've donated.
Sure.
so so that's like always part of our monthly newsletter. But other ways to contribute, we did our very first walk for animals with the San Diego Humane Society, which was so much fun. It's a pretty quick, it's like a 2 mile walk around Liberty Station, but you get a bunch of people. It's kind of like when you were in school and you do
Mm-hmm.
like a fun run and they're like, how many laps? So it was kind of like that. And I thought it would be really fun because when I first got Rhys, we walked the event and I had a blast. And then the next year was we had Cozy Canine. So we were a vendor at the event and we were right by the starting line. And I had so much fun, but I was so jealous because I wanted to walk. I was like, this looks like so much fun. And so this year I was like, well, what if we walk and then we get together like and invite people to walk with us? So I made like a shirt design for everyone to join our team, and then just a small like 4 ounce bag of coffee as like a thank you for joining. But then everybody else who joins also raises money. So together we're just like one big team, and our goal was 1,000. And by the end of it, we were able to raise just a little over 2,300.
Yeah. More than
And
double.
yeah, I was like in tears because I was not expecting it at all. And on the day of, it was just so much fun because we passed out everyone's t-shirts and we got to walk together all matching. And those who had dogs that they were able to bring also came, and it was just really cool to see um, physically like coming all together and doing something that was really on brand for us, but also meant so much for our customers. And getting to do that together was so much fun.
I mean, there's no way to really measure like the value of all the time and effort you put into these other things, or even just with every like I received your coffees in the mail today, and there was a little thing telling me about the donation program in there and like where the
Yeah.
money goes, and I was thinking, every single person who gets one of these orders sees this, and it makes them think about maybe they don't end up donating more money to those
Sure.
groups, but they think about the things that they value in their life, and could I give a dollar here, a dollar there, and it's this big kind of
Yeah.
ballooning collaborative community. You also do other things to uplift other people. I recently saw an entire series of Instagram reels videos you did where
Oh,
you were
yeah.
introducing Marissa, who runs Pet You a
Hmm.
Latte, kind of an advocate for local animal programs.
Yeah.
I'm going to link to that so people can watch those. But what I want to know from
Oh,
you is how did it feel to be the interviewer and not the interviewee?
sure. Interviewing is way more fun. I was like, oh, this I feel like I can breathe. It was such a blast. It was really fun to get to know her. We had connected just through Instagram. I saw she was involved with doing some pack walks and then had a lot of resources specifically for dogs with reactivity and training. And so we had gotten we just started messaging each other and then trying to brainstorm ways for us to, kind of support each other. So, because I mean, that's the part that gets me really excited is getting to meet other people who love coffee, other people who love dogs, and, seeing how like it can only be good. Like if you're collaborating and sharing ideas, I feel like only good can come from it. So it was really fun. And then being able to share, she's still like also growing her platform, but she's doing so much cool stuff in San Diego. Like she does a reading at, I think I forget which coffee shop it is, but she does a monthly reading where she brings her senior pity. And she does like a reading for kids so that they can see how other dogs, even a big dog could be calm. And I just thought that was the coolest thing.
Carolyn, I have this new idea that I've been working on called the espresso
Mm-hmm.
round. I don't believe that anyone can truly ever be known, but we can learn a series of arbitrary random facts about them to give us some insight about who they are.
Yes.
So, Caroline Manimtim of Cozy Canine Coffee, I'd like to welcome
Yeah.
you to the espresso round, a series of quick answer questions. I'm going to start with
Awesome.
our first question is, if the fate of the world depended on you singing karaoke, what song would you sing?
Can I say two?
Sure.
It would either be Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer or Hopelessly Devoted to You by Olivia Newton-John because I
I
love Grease.
can't say either of those songs would have been one I would have guessed for you. If you could have a coffee with one living celebrity, who would it be and why?
Oh, one living celebrity. Oh, I'm so bad with like celebrity names. um,
You
hmm.
can say like that one person in that thing that one time. That's fair.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who. Oh, I feel like I'm cheating, but I would like to have coffee with Billy Boyd. He plays Merry in Lord of the Rings. He and Dominic Monaghan. I was gonna say, can I pick two again? Because they have a podcast that they did during like 2020, 2021. And they just seem like so much fun. Um, and it was kind of like, oh, I was listening to their podcast, one, because I'm a big Lord of the Rings nerd, but also when I was listening to it, I was like, oh, celebrities are just like, they can also be normal, silly people too that play video games. And that's great.
They have talents that are presented to the world on a bigger scale, but it doesn't make them different. They're not non-humans. They're just people.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Yeah.
which, next question is, what non-coffee related talent do you have that you're most proud of?
Hmm. That's really hard. My handwriting?
Can I share the sample from the note you sent me?
Sure.
I'll share
Yeah.
that in the newsletter. That'll be
Okay.
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, we're coming into the backslide of our questions. Aliens, do they
Okay.
exist or not?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Your best coffee memory.
Oh, that's so hard. When I was learning how to cup, there was a time like maybe a year or so in, and we had all cupped the same coffee. My mentors and I all cupped the same coffee separately, completely different. We were like some were in the office, some were working from home, and that kind of situation. And we came back with our notes, and they were completely synced. And it felt like we had just won some sort of championship or something. We were just so stoked. Everyone was like, "Yeah, we got it. We're synced." And when I say it out loud, it sounds like such a coffee nerdy thing to be real excited about, but it was so great in the moment.
Okay, our last question in the espresso round. What advice would you give the Caroline of 2 years ago who was just starting Cozy Canine Coffee if you could go back in time?
Hmm. I would say I would say that it's all worth it to keep going forward because it all works out and it is all worth it.
Carolyn, thank you for playing the espresso round. Congratulations on surviving our very first attempt at it.
Whew,
And
thank you.
also, you're welcome. And for surviving 2 years. 2 years doing anything is a challenge. And I'm just so happy that you're someone who's made it this far and seemingly on
Thank
this
you.
upward trajectory. I'm excited to see what happens in the next 2 or 20 or 100. And hopefully I'm around for all of it.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for having me again. This was so much fun, especially that espresso round. I feel like I just had espresso now. I'm like all jittery from it.
Hey everyone, thank you for popping into this Coffee People podcast conversation with Cozy Canine Coffee's founder and head roaster, Carolyn Manimtim. The Coffee People podcast is part of the Roast West Coast Coffee Network and presented by Roastar Coffee Packaging. And I'm your host, Ryan Woldt. Some quick key takeaways from the pop-in today. Carolyn brings the joy back into coffee with Cozy Canine Coffee. And over the past 2 years, she's been finding balance between her passion for coffee, the desires and needs of her customers, and supporting animal and pet-based charities with her time, money, and enthusiasm. Her dog Rhys and my dog Keto, and I presume your pups, also bring joy into our lives. If you have a dog and coffee selfie, please post it and tag us at Roast West Coast and Carolyn at Cozy Canine Coffee. Then we can share a happy moment with you. Finally, when you're a young business, every milestone is big. But 2 years is the one that gets you past the most commonly chatted about failure rates of small businesses. It means you've survived a few hiccups most likely and been able to pivot. Congratulations to Carolyn and the Cozy Canine Coffee community for succeeding in reaching this milestone. I'm excited to see how they grow as they move forward to the next one. You can purchase Cozy Canine Coffee online at cozycaninecoffee.com or in real life at some pop-up events or even a few cafe and retailers around San Diego. You'll find that list in our newsletter or on the Cozy Canine website. As always, I'll share the links in the podcast show notes, or you can skip right ahead by going to roastwestcoast.com where you'll find our weekly newsletter. Thank you for popping in with me today, and if you're doing so on Apple or Spotify, please tap the follow button and give us all those stars, at least if you feel we've earned them. Or if you are an analog person like me, please tell a friend about the show. It really helps. Shout out to Roastar Coffee Packaging, found online at roastar.com. They're this podcast presenting sponsor, and they'll help you tell the big story of your small business. We're also supported by great coffee industry partners. They include Zumbar Coffee and Tea, Maria Coffee, Cape Horn Green Coffee Importers, Crossings Coffee, Hasea Coffee Source, Ignite Coffee Company, Ascend Coffee Roasters, Civets Roasting Machines, Me and My Uncle Coffee, Craft 42 Coffee Roasters, Relative Coffee, and of course, Cozy Canine Coffee. Season 12, it's on the horizon, but in the meantime, stay tuned for a few more pop-ins and recaps. There's a lot going on and more inspiration and motivation and great coffee on the way. Thank you for listening, for sharing, asking questions, and being coffee curious. This show, the Coffee People Podcast, is part of the Roast West Coast Coffee Network. This episode has been written, produced, researched, and recorded by me, Ryan Woldt. Wherever you find yourself today, I hope it's with a fine cup of coffee. Thank you for listening to us share the stories of coffee people. On our last show, I asked you what you normally drink, but I'm wondering if you're not drinking coffee, what are you drinking these days?
Ooh. Well, right now I have some homemade strawberry lemonade.
Oh, that looks
I
fantastic.
didn't make it. I should say my husband made it for me
I thought
as
you were
a
gonna lift up a bottle of open champagne or something.
I mean, if it's that kind of evening, that's a nice gin and tonic.
Okay. I am excited about these coffees you sent.
Oh my gosh,
Thank you
yes,
so
I'm
much.
real excited. No problem.